Well, I want all of y'all to move in here because we're going to have a whole crowd here tonight. And first of all, I want to introduce myself. I'm Buddy West. I'm from Ducktown, Tennessee. And my bride of 30 years, can you believe it? 30 years I've been married. Sitting right over here. She's from Turtletown. And a suburb of Ducktown is Buzzard Roost, which is where my daddy's from. And then just north, the northern suburb is Dogtown, and that's where my mama's from. But we're from a very small town. If you don't know where any of that is, it's about an hour south of Gatlinburg. So it's over in the Smoky Mountains. We're mountain people. We grew up country. It's really funny how we got together, me and my bride. Before I say that, guys, do you ever make your wife mad? Well, believe it or not, I do. And of course, she was angry about my shirt today. She didn't want me to put it on, but I think it looks good. What do y'all think, huh? Can you give it up one time for me? Yeah. I mean, this is a good-looking shirt. But I'll just let you know that Robin she didn't like my shirt at all or anything. Forgive me. You know, I feel like I ought to be playing an instrument up here. I feel like I ought to be doing something in a band. You know, when I was younger, my mother and daddy used to come in, and I used to play a guitar and sing to them. I'd be standing there in my little grabbers, and I'd be playing. And then my guitar didn't have any strings, and I'd play Johnny B. Good and all these Hank Williams songs, because I'm old. That's the music that was playing at the time, and I'd play that. Well, needless to say, that's not going to get me a recording contract. So the next thing is I got a little older. I moved into harmonica. I thought, my gosh, first of all, it was cheap. That's all the money I could have. I didn't grow up with a lot of money. In fact, I remember growing up, a lot of the foods that we ate were the generic foods. You know when you go up here to Kroger, you get those big old bags of cereal? I call it Popeye cereal, but I don't think that's what it's called. Puffs. And you would put that in a bowl, and you pour your milk in there. And as soon as you pour your milk in there, I mean, if you turned around and sneezed and come back, it would be like, you threw bread in there. So it was nasty. I remember I used to go to Robin's house, and, when I dated her, I did like her a whole lot in the beginning. But, her mother used to have the best food. She had, I think it was Honey Nut Cheerios, and I used to eat them, and Apple Jacks. I used to eat Apple Jacks. And she made the best hot dogs. I remember we had them old Piggly Wiggly hot dogs that you could boil them for 30 minutes, and basically you just boiled the color out of them, but they never got any bigger. But when I used to go out to Robin's house, and we used to get those Oscar Mayer, they pop when you cook them. Now that was some hot dogs. That was worth dating Robin just for the hot dogs. But anyway, back to the band. So I got a harmonica I bought up at Kimsey Pharmacy, and what I did is read the instructions, and I realized that this instrument's harder to play than you think. Because what you have to do is when you take it, you have to put your tongue in certain holes, and you have to blow and suck. Blow and suck, and you put your tongue. Well, what I realized was I couldn't play a harmonica. But I worked on it very hard. By this time, I had moved into high school. And I thought, you know what? I'm pretty talented with my tongue. What about if I was to play a juice harp? So up in Ducktown, up at the 4th of July, we have a turtle derby, and I'm going to tell you about that here in a minute. But I went up there, and I watched the guys picking their banjo and guitars and singing, and I noticed that guy over there with the juice harp. Y'all know what a juice harp is? It's a little piece of kind of like metal, and it comes across like that, and it's got like a bobby pin. Ding, 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 and you put it between your gums like that. But one thing that you got to do, which I told you my tongue was talented, is keep it out of the way. Well, needless to say, as I was practicing one day, I was getting good at it. And then my tongue got hung in it. And I popped my tongue like that. And within seconds, I had this ball on the end of my tongue. It looked like there was a marble under the skin. And I couldn't close my mouth for a week. Now, I'll tell you, here's the problem. I was playing basketball. So when you can't close your mouth for the week, if you can't close your mouth for 10 minutes, you get cotton mouth. Well, I had cotton mouth too, so I couldn't close my mouth for a week. So, no, it's a true story. I mean, for real. So what I had to do is I got one of them little squirt bottles, that thing like that. And what I would do is I'd have to keep my mouth moist because I'd get the cotton mouth and I couldn't talk and everything. So it would drill on and everything. And then when I would play in the basketball game, that's the way I called the plays. I mean, I had a big old blue dot right there on the end. I had to call the signals using my fingers and everything. So being up here and looking at this music, no, that's true, for real. I mean, for a week, I had this little knot on my tongue. So anyway, I'd like to play an instrument for y'all, but once I got my tongue hung in that, I quit. There was no more playing any instruments and everything. So I'm not going to sing for you tonight. I'm not a comedian. All I am is someone that tells you about true stories.